One of the most important things for small businesses is to set up measurement early and measure what you're doing. When you're a startup or a business that's going online for the first time, you have a really limited budget and you want to make sure that you're spending your budget on what's actually going to work well. So using online measuring tools can help you track what's happening to each dollar that you spend in online marketing or how people are using your website and make decisions on where to spend the next dollar based on that. One free tool that you can use to do this is called Google Analytics. Now, Google Analytics is website tracking. So all you have to do is go to the Google Analytics page, sign up for an account, and then download a small piece of tracking code. If you have a webmaster, you can give that piece of tracking code to your webmaster and he will place it on your site. It shouldn't take him long. If you manage your website yourself, you can simply paste that piece of code between the body tags at the bottom of the HTML of every page. Again, it shouldn't take you long. Once you've done that, you should be able to go to your Analytics online account at any time and see how your website is performing. It's going to answer questions like, how many visitors did I have to my website? Where did they come from? Did they find me through the Google natural listings? Did they find me through my online advertising? Did they find me through my email marketing campaign? And so on. It's also going to tell you things like how long people spent on your site, if there were particular pages that they found very compelling or pages that cause them to leave very often. And if you're somebody who's doing e-commerce, so you're actually selling things through your website, it's going to allow you to track those sales and the revenue you make from each sale. One example of the way that you might use the data that you're getting in analytics to help make decisions about your business and your website is if you're using an e-commerce setup. So you actually have an online checkout, you're selling things online, and people are using that process to go through and buy your products. Let's say, for example, you notice in analytics that people are getting to page 3 of that checkout process and then they're all leaving. So only maybe 5 or even less % are actually making it past page 3 of that checkout process. That will tell you to focus in on the content of page 3 and perhaps make amendments to it. For example, you might notice that page 3 is where the shipping costs first become visible to the person who's buying something. If the shipping costs are very high compared to your competitors, that might be turning people off. So using the data from analytics, you can focus in on those parts of your website which are turning people away and preventing them becoming customers. Another good example of how you might use the data that you get about your website in analytics to make business decisions is if you're a service and you're asking people to fill in a form to request a quote on your website. So let's say, for example, you're a plumber and you have a form on your website where you want people to fill it in and say, can I please have a quote to have my bathroom renovated or something like that. Now, when people come to that form, how long they spend on that page and whether they actually complete that form is useful data for you. If they're perhaps leaving that form straight away, so clicking the back button, that may indicate to you that perhaps the form is too long or it's asking for very personal information that people don't want to provide at that point. If people are spending a long time but they're not actually completing the form, then again, that's a good indication that perhaps the form is confusing or is asking for the wrong information. So you can use that data to change the form that you have on your website to help make sure that you're getting more requests for quotes coming through your website.